Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this week's video, we are going to dive a little bit deeper into the Digitakt and the slice machine and some little tips and tricks that I found that when you are getting it to really do what you want to do. And what I want to do is cut up breaks and be a pork chop. But this is what we're going to make today. So let's get into it. So first up, the big thing, there are some, we've all had the new update for a little bit now. There are some little bits that would be awesome if you could kind of flex it and you could choose the warp points or the slice points and whatnot. But it is what it is. The Digitakt is still super awesome. Here are some things that I do to make the most of it. So as you can see on the screen here, I just have got the think brake and an arm end brake. And I've just taken the back section, the back 2 bars of the arm end. And then if I go in, I've obviously flexed it so everything is in time. So then when I pull it into here, all those slices are hitting nicely on the mark. And then same with the think brake. Just got that nice warped there, got all the points and whatnot. And the other bit is I've done a little bit of processing on the way in. So it's pretty much the same. It's exactly the same on both of them. I've just made it a little bit brighter. I've hit the snares a little bit more. So if I mute this and let's grab the little bit here. And as many of you know, I use Logic all the time, but for this stuff, Ableton blows it out of the water. So if I take these 2 off, you can hear it sounds muffled, it's not as bright. Now it sounds a bit brighter, and then even brighter again. It's like got nice and punchy with that compressor comes in. So those 2 elements really help just make it sound new and like super modern. If you do need any tips on cutting up breaks, or if you don't have a Digitakt and you just want to cut up breaks in Ableton, I'm going to leave a link below to another YouTube. I've never met the guy, but he does tons and tons of drum and bass stuff, and it's all really good. So his name is Stranger, and I'm just going to leave a link below. So if you want some more sort of knowledge on cutting up breaks, he is the man. I've watched a bunch of his videos and they're really good. So done that, got all those together. Now I've chucked them into here and we're going to start to cut them up in here. Well, slice them up and maneuver them around and we'll get what we get. So I've got all the samples from there. I've used transfer, whoosh, popped them into here and we're good to go. If I go through the tracks, I'm only using 5 for this. So I've got the brake on 1. On 2, we've just got the think. We'll just turn this back off again. We're going to go back up to 1 shot. So there's the think brake. 3 has just like a kick. 4 is 1 from the toolkit. So if I go into samples, go in here, factory, toolkit, oscillators, and then I grabbed one of them from here. I think it was the sub. Sub os, that's the one that I grabbed. So, and then lastly, just got a hi-hat sample, and there is some modulation on that, so let's turn that off. Whoop. There we go. So obviously we want to use the, hey, enough. We want to use the slice, so we're on track 1 and we'll go to function and we'll be on the source. We'll go function source and then we'll just go down to slice. And if you saw my last video, I kind of gave like a rough little bits and pieces, but essentially here's the length of the slice. So you can see on the screen as well, if I increase that, if I go like this and then, so we've got, so the length is 3. So if we have the length as 1, it's only going to play one of those little segments. We want the grid to 16 and the length is going to be to 2 because we're going to use a combo. So we want that to carry over there. And everything else is pretty much good there. So let's program in. If I go to here, we're going to change this back to 32. So we got 2 bars there. We're going to go yes. So now we're just going to concentrate on the first part of the break. So here I found that from the last 2 bars that I've cut, if I come along and we go to slice 6, you can hear there, it's already on that kick with the little ride or hi-hat or whatnot on the back end. So we're going to use that and we'll go in. So we're going to put 1 in there and 1 in there. So now we got, from there we'll start to add a little bit more. Come along and we're going to change this to slice 8. This is going to go to 10, 11, and then we're going to go into the next page. This would be 12, 13, and then this is going to go back to 8. This is going to go to 10. This is going to go to 11, 12, actually 11 there. And then what we're going to do at the end, so this is what we got so far. I want to do a little fill here from 13 to 16. So I'm going to put, we're going to go into here, we'll go 8, 8, 8, and 8. So now we got, but we don't want that rapid fire. We want to do something cool with it. So we're going to use a little pitch on these ones. So we're just going to grab this and we'll do trig lock. We'll go about half, so about 60 there. We'll go about 110 and then maybe to 2. We'll see how that sounds. 2.3. Could go a little bit more, so let's grab that. We'll go down to 3. This one can go down a little bit more. So about 2. Yeah. And I knew this pattern just from messing around with the Amen before. When I've tried to put the whole break in, it's just too much to deal with. So having that just last 2 bars is something that's really good to, like, it's something a little bit more manageable. So from here, let's add another bit. So we'll go over to 2. And now for this one, we got the think break in there, and this can add a little bit more zhuzh to the beat sort of thing. So let's get into it. go here, we'll go back to number 1. And then I just want the break on the first couple of beats, and then we'll go here. So let's go to, we'll change this to another slice. And on the screen you can see we've got our bits and pieces, so let's increase that. So now let's go this 4. We just want those. We want that 4th slice and the 5th slice. It's just going to give us a little bit of movement and whatnot. So let's go over. We're going to put in the bits. So we're going to go 4s. And then here we're going to go 5s. Boop. 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 Bew. So now it only plays for the 1. So we want to come over here and we're going to go onto here. We're going to go 1 through 12. So then when the fill comes in, we don't have that going again. So let's go like that. Bang, bang, bang. And then change these to 5. There's my dog with his acid reflux in the background. He'll be right. So now it's kind of like a little pause there. I like how that's coming together. Now I love it when I hear drum and bass records where they have an old break but then they really beef it up. So let's go to track 3. We've got that kick there. So let's come along and go back to page 1. Oop, back to page 1 here. And we're going to go 1 and 5. So it's like a boom, boom. And then a little bit of and then over here got another little boom boom here. I'm just trying to like zhuzh it up a little bit more. Not that the Amen isn't, or the Amen isn't phenomenal, but just want to give it a little bit more zhuzh. And then we're going to come along. So now we have track 4. And for that one, that's our little bass line. And we're going to use that one to fill in as our bass. So let's go into there. We'll go back to page 1. And for this one, we're just going to go same as the kick, the boom, boom. And I've just got that tuned to C. So if I come along here, you can see here. And there we go. We've got something sort of cooking along pretty nicely there. From here, let's go and come along and got a little hi-hat. So let's just crank it in everywhere. And then you probably heard before, we're going to go to LFO and we're going to just put that to the tune. We're going to go yes. And we've just got it going a little bit. So if I mute the others, oh, that is a fair bit. So let's just dip that a little bit. We can come along to LFO 2 now, and we want sample level, yes. And the speed, let's go 32, and then Go. Now we have like a sort of a push and pull sort of thing. Let's pull that back a little bit. Bring everything else in. It kind of holds it because it's so straight, but it has that push and pull with velocity and with pitch. It kind of gives it a little bit more movement in there. Now, I really like this for the 2 bars that we have, but we have another 2 bars there where we can do some cool stuff with it. So let's flip, we'll go track back to 1, and then let's go to, and we want to go function page, and we want to increase that all the way to 4. So we're going to go, yep, and then we're going to dip over, and you can see that it's brought those over, but we do not want them. Actually, we do want them. I'm just going to take this little fill out though and change this one. If I go here, 11, I'm going to go 12, and we'll go 13. Obviously, we could have done the fill at the end, but hey, there's no rules. We just do what we want. We'd be like that. So, now this is where we want to come in. And we're going to go to we want that bass, and we want it to do something cool with it. So let's go in there. We're going to go to 3. And then for this one, we are going to, so this is going to be it. If we come along to the trig, this is going to be a C. This, actually, page 3, this is going to be, we want it to go up like that. So let's go here, C, we can go like this, we'll go D, E, F, we'll go G, you guess it, A, B, and then we're going up 1 whole octave there to C. So now it has that sort of different feel to it. Got that pumping already. Don't want it too crazy. I'll keep it down. Now, the thing that I love, and the thing that I love about special requests, and that's where I got the inspiration for this, was he has a bunch of those old samplers that can do the time stretching and time pitching and stuff like that. We don't have that, but we have the delay. Now, so let's go over to track 1. We can mute everything else. And then if we come along, we have our break. It's cool. It's doing its thing. If we come into the delay, put the delay up to about, the feedback up to about 80. And then the time is where we're going to get that sort of cool robotic sort of vibe to it. So I found that anything from 2.5 and less for the time gets that cool effect. So we'll go over to here to the delay in the amp section. One thing I will say is, if anyone from Electron is seeing this, can you please add the trig lock for the time? I can play it, but I can't save it, so it would be really cool to do that. I feel like it wouldn't be a stretch. Just gonna throw it out there into the world. But, so here we have it. If we push play now, and we start messing with the time, ooh, you build that tension. Kind of mess with it a bit more. So what we can do, we can't trig lock the time, but we can trig lock the amount of delay. So let's go out of the mute, and then we'll go back to here, and we're going to trig lock all of these. So we have cranking like this. And we'll go over to the next page. Like that. And then now we can sit on the delay page. We can set it up about just over 2 there, and then keep it ramping up. So there you go. We made a cool little break, and well, we didn't make the break. We cut up the break on there using the slice machine. Had the little tip of making sure that you warp everything, so then when it gets into there, everything syncs up nicely. You don't have those weird artifacts of like maybe the kick being overlapped and all that good stuff. And we had this cool little effect to kind of emulate a poor man's version of Special Request. There's only one Special Request. And yeah, hopefully if you've had the Digitakt and you're not sort of too happy with the extra machines that are added, hopefully these giving you some inspiration to kind of rethink it, maybe look at what you've got and maybe make something new. Until next time, see you later.